Good afternoon, folks, and thanks for sticking with us throughout this day here. Give folks a couple of minutes to get in, and then I'll introduce our next demoer and get that started for us. All right, looks like folks are filing their way in here now, so I'll take this time to introduce my colleague Niraj from Aplusify. And Niraj, I'm going to get off screen and camera here, and I'll be here if you need me, okay?
Thank you so much. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, everyone, depending on from which place you have joined in the webinar from. I am Neeraj Garg, and I am the Global Chief Operating Officer at Aplusify. At Aplusify, I take care of a team of around 300 software professionals who are actually AMS and Salesforce consultants, and we serve global clients to manage their AMS implementations, Salesforce implementations, and managed services. So today what I'm going to do is talk a bit about our integrated solutions for associations, which is actually a mixture of Salesforce and AMS. And then what I'm going to do is, because it's a marketing demo, so I'm going to tell you like how associations can actually leverage the power of AI through Marketing Cloud. So we will go through a user story, and I think that would explain things better. So I think let's get started. And if you have any questions, feel free to post in the question and answer chat box. I will try to answer that in between, or if not, I will answer them at the end of the presentation. So let's get started. So any association, if we talk about, right, it generally has a typical technology landscape, which consists of Salesforce, obviously at the center. Then you have your member portal, which can be your AMS or your Experience Cloud. You can have marketing automation, which can be through a Marketing Cloud, which was actually Pardot as well before. You can have your donation system, which can be a separate donation system or maybe a Salesforce nonprofit pack. You can have an events and meetings system, which can be linked through your Salesforce. You can have your learning management system. And obviously, since you are having a landscape of different systems, you will be collecting a lot of data, and obviously to understand the members and to understand the customers better, you will need some kind of analytics. So you might be using a BI and analytics tool. So it's overall not just an AMS system or Salesforce, it's actually a combined landscape of different systems which are talking to each other. And obviously, if you need the best results out of a system, you need that integrated view and you need that integrated data from different systems so that you can analyze that data. You can see what your members want, what their needs are, what is happening in the events, what courses are they interested in your learning management system, who are the customers who can actually more interested in donations, what kind of content they are looking for, how is your marketing team performing in your email campaign. So you need a complete view, and that is what we present as a solution, a complete solution to our customers, where we just don't implement one system. We take care of the entire gamut of systems, integrate them through various APIs available, and then present you with a system which is one system for one member or for your customers, and you can have a 360-degree view of it. So this is an overall landscape of a typical association that looks like, and that is how it is integrated, and that is how we take care of it. Now, moving forward, let's talk more about the marketing cloud and how we can actually use the power of AI within the marketing cloud. So just to understand it in a very simple terms, we have taken a user story. So we have taken a health care association, Health Connect. Health Connect is actually a healthcare membership association, which is dedicated to fostering collaboration and excellence among doctors and nurses. And its mission is to recognize the invaluable contribution of both doctors and nurses in delivering high quality healthcare. So, through networking opportunities, educational resources, and professional development programs, it provides its members and empower them to excel in their specific fields while collaborating and improve pro patient outcomes. So we have taken the story of Health Connect, and Health Connect is a healthcare association. So as I as we talked about in the previous slide, right? So it has a typical landscape where it has an events app, it has a learning management system. They have got Nimble in place. They are using Salesforce Marketing Cloud and along with Salesforce Einstein to do their bid for marketing and analytics. They have an accounting system which they are using like Certania. And then there are other legacy systems, right, which are actually connected to different systems. So this is a typical healthcare association, and they have all these systems in place, and they are actually using Salesforce Einstein to enhance their member experience and member engagement. So Health Connect's mission is to improve their metrics in these 4 key areas. And I think these are the kind of areas which every association is interested in. We talk about member engagement, we talk about member retention, donations and fundraising, and event presence. So what Health Connect wants to do is improve their ROI in these 4 areas so that they can increase their member base, increase their donations and fundraising, and that can only be done through member engagement and member retention. So let's try to understand how Salesforce Einstein AI on top of Marketing Cloud is actually helping Health Connect to achieve their mission, which is focused on these 4 areas. So before we jump into how Einstein actually helps, let's understand how Salesforce Einstein AI model works. So Salesforce Einstein AI model has 3 engines on which it operates. It has a persona engine, it has a content engine, and a scoring engine. So persona is like it identifies the user persona, right? Which is identifying and analyzing who you are. Okay, so that is what persona engine does. So it analyzes who you are based on what all data it gets through your user preferences or through your other personal details or through your interest. And then the content engine of Salesforce Einstein, what it does is it actually matches your persona and tries to figure out what is something that you are interested in. Okay, so first it has analyzed who you are. Then the second is what content are you interested in, or what are the things that you are interested in. And then depending on its prediction on what you are interested in, it the scoring engine or the generative AI that we call, It actually gives you a score and tries to tell you what is the next best action for that prediction it has made. So maybe it might made have prediction that these are the kind of members who are less engaged with you, right? So generative AI can actually go back and tell you like what actions are best suited to engage that member. I think we will find that in the later slides on how it actually does that, how these three engines work together to actually help you achieve those four parameters. So before so before it analyzes, it requires some kind of inputs on what types of indicators do you think are essential for analyzing a person or understanding your member. So these attributes are actually present within your objects or the fields that are stored in the database. So like for member engagement, right, you can have attributes like whether the members are actually attending events around the year, whether they are actually connecting the Health Connect newsletter emails, whether they are subscribing to and participating in Health Connect community, right? So similarly for member retention, whether they are actually accessing your resources, educational materials, research publications, whether they are referring the colleagues and peers to join the association. So these are all persona building indicators in terms of these are the kind of parameters that AI or Einstein will take to predict or generate the things that we talked about in the last slide. And we will see that later. Similarly, for donations and fundraising, you can have a list of donors, right? So you can actually see what indicators do you want, whether the donors are expressing interest in your donor programs, either they are actually engaging with fundraising materials, either they are actively attending, sponsoring, or volunteering for fundraising events. Similarly, for events, right, whether they are participating in the events, providing constructive feedback or suggestions after specific events, and sharing other announcements on social media platforms. So these are the kind of indicators that are required for AI to do what it does. So let's try to figure out in next slides, right, how these indicators actually help the AI system. So based on these parameters that we have, right, what Salesforce Einstein does is, like you can see here in this table, right, what it has done is, it has, based on the user activity and the parameters that we have defined, it has actually given a member engagement score to each of the members, where obviously 99 denotes the highest number and 0 denotes the lowest number. So these are the kind of predictive engagement scores that you get from the Einstein AI predictive model. And then based on these numbers, what you can do is you can actually start segmenting your members based on their engagement. So you can maybe define 4 categories or 5 categories. So what Health Connect has done is, it has, based on the member engagement score, it has actually defined and categorized the members into 5 categories. Okay. So anyone with a score between 0 to 20, they call it as a user. User means member who is accessing Health Connect's resources and events, but has limited engagement, right? It is not doing any kind of interactions. It is just a passive user who is just maybe surfing through some things, not sharing anything. He's not very active. Similarly, the next category is between score 21 to 40. We have marked as participant. Participant is a member who regularly participates in events, discussions, and educational activities within the community. Then on top of that, we have someone called connector. Connector is an engaged member who is active in the network, shares insights, and connect with peers within Health Connect networks. Above that, we have a contributor whose score is between 61 to 80. So contributors are members who actually contribute valuable content, expertise, or resources to Health Connect's initiatives, publications, or events. And then on top, we have leaders. So leaders are someone who are actually uh, driving some strategic initiatives and shaping the initiatives of Health Connect's community and engagement. So as you see, right, we have divided, segmented these members based on their engagement score that the Salesforce Einstein Predictive AI has provided us. Now, what can we do with these scores or the segmentation that we have done? So based on the segmentation that we got, Einstein's member engagement dashboard tells us that there are around 1636 members who are users, and obviously 257 who are participants, 1264 who are connectors, 775 who are contributors, and only 440 people out of that total lot are leaders. Now, to increase, what do we need to do? So our aim as an association should be to move the members to the upper level, right? So all your users should become participants, participants should become connectors, connectors should become contributors, and contributors should become leaders. That is how your member engagement is going to grow, and that is how you are going to retain your members. So based on the category, we asked Einstein to tell us like what we should actually do to change the pattern of these members, to move them up the ladder, right? So generative AI can suggest you next best actions on what you should do. It's up to you whether you want to do it or not, but it will suggest you what is the best possible action that is possible. So for users, you can encourage users to participate in online discussions or Health Connect survey related to specific topics. For participants, invite them to join an upcoming networking session and online community groups to connect with peers. For connectors, they should ask them to contribute towards articles, case studies, or best practice guides to Health Connectors publications. And to become a leader, ask them to represent Healthcare Connect at conferences, speaking engagements, or media interviews. So these are the kind of suggestions that are provided by Einstein Generative AI. And then depending on that suggestions, you can take different actions on those to increase your leaderboard. Okay. Similarly, for member retention, what it is doing is it's actually telling you a prediction of what are the chances of member renewing their membership. So like in this example, it has shown that for this member, there are very less chances that he is going to renew his membership. It's only 33%. And what is the next best action based on Einstein Generative AI is that you can auto renew program, and that is the best way to save. Okay, so maybe you can give him a discount option or an auto renewal option and tell him that if he auto renews, he's going to save so many dollars a year. So this is what predictive AI and generative AI helps on top of Marketing Cloud. And they are using marketing tools, Marketing Cloud as a base and predicting on the data that is available within your system. Now, similarly, for your donations, okay, there may be potential donors that you may have within your system. So based on the past donation history, it will actually tell you and give you a metrics on what is the best score or the predictive metrics that this member can actually become a recurring donor. So what you want from your members is that they should actually not be just one-time donors, but if they are one-time donors, let's study their history and predict like if they can actually become regular donors. So for this particular member, based on his giving history, AI has predicted that there's a 90% chance of making him a recurring donor. And then the generative AI actually tells you the mails that you can actually send to those potential donors to make them regular donors. So it says like, thank you for your incredible generous. And this is all generated in the content builder of Marketing Cloud through the generative AI. So what it says is, thank you for your incredible generosity, and we are excited to share an opportunity for you to deepen your impact even further by joining our circle of recurring donors. By setting up a recurring donation, you can provide consistent support that sustains our programs and initiatives year round. Click here to set up your recurring donation and join our circle of recurring donors today. So these are the kind of personalized emails that the generative AI suggests to make your potential donors into regular donors. Similarly, it has suggested 3 templates, right? One is the first one, then this is the second one where it talks about the past donation that they had made and ask them to join the recurring donor community so that it's a lifelong membership for them. So this is the kind of impact that AI creates on top of the data that you have, because it's very difficult to predict it manually, right? And take certain actions. You cannot serve through all your members and understand what is their predictability unless you understand their behavior thoroughly. So what AI does is, based on the prediction indicators that we have set up for it, it gives you a predictability that these are the kind of members who can actually become potential donors, or these are the members whose engagement score is less. You can do something about it, because that is the only way to retain your members. That is the only way to increase member engagement. There is no other manual process that you can do to do all these things. So by using the power of AI on top of Marketing Cloud, right, what Health Connect has achieved is, it has boosted its member retention rates. It has by almost 30% increased the event attendance by 35%, because like AI will tell you like, this doctor or this member is interested in maybe more of attending cancer conferences. So this would be the best conference he can attend or the event he can attend. So you can send those kinds of personalized emails to them for that event. Similarly, for donors, you need to understand the giving history of the donors. What are the kind of donations they may be interested in? So someone may have donated to the heart cause, for maybe for heart patients, right? So even if there is a second event that is happening for heart campaign, you can actually ask them to give more donations to it. So this is the overall impact that AI creates on the overall Marketing Cloud by using Einstein. Now, things to remember is that Einstein AI can only be implemented if you've got right data in place. So it's important that you have got your data structured within your association database or within your Salesforce database, so that you can build AI on top of it and provide insights, provide to AI so that it can predict right predictions, because predictions can be wrong as well if the data is wrong. So predictions are only fruitful if you have got right data in place. And I think there is a buzzword about AI for going on for so long, right? But I think it's important to understand what is that you are trying to achieve through your AI. What is the objective that you want to achieve? Do you want to increase the member engagement? Do you want to increase donations? Do you want to actually increase your member retention, or maybe your event presence, or maybe all, right? So based on the objective, you should apply different strategies which generative AI suggests you, or maybe you can apply your own strategies based on the prediction data that you've got. So it has got 2 parts: predictive AI and generative AI, and that is both available within Salesforce Einstein if you have that engine in place. And it's easy to use if you've got the right data in place. And you can always take help from external consultants who have actually done that before, rather than doing it yourself, because that is something which requires a lot of detailed analysis in terms of data and a lot of accuracy when you are applying it. So I think that is what I wanted to tell about in this session about our solutions and about the importance of AI through marketing. So if you have any questions, you can post it in the question and answer box. I don't know if you've got any questions there.
There's a couple of questions there, Nash. One of them was, will people be able to have a copy of your slides? I think they found those slides interesting. So can you make those available to us?
Sure. I think everyone who is attending this webinar or who has registered, I think they will get a copy of the presentation slides after this.
Now, you showed a really good map of the cloud, of the Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And one of the questions was, does somebody need to have an individual subscription to all of those things, or do they all come with the Salesforce implementation?
So it actually depends. If you're talking about learning management system, that would be a separate subscription that does not come with the Salesforce. If you are opting for Salesforce LMS, then maybe you will get a subscription along with the Salesforce Service Cloud. But every other system that I showed in the landscape will require a separate subscription in this technology landscape. They don't come in one solution. Obviously, you have to subscribe, and then obviously you can integrate them so that you can have one view data for all these stuff.
Got it. Thank you, sir. Any other questions folks have? You want to throw them in the Q&A real quick? We got a couple of more minutes here. All right, I'm not seeing any. Nurse, thank you so much for this, and appreciate it, and we hope to see you soon. Okay.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Have a great evening. Bye bye.